Bonjour, willkommen and howdy. I'm getting bored of saying that now. I'm going to shorten it down. So it's going to be B for bonjour, V for willkommen, though in fact it's W, so that shows you how European I am, and H for howdy. So B, W, H. Whenever I say that in future, that means hello and welcome. So, where are we now, you ask? If you've seen any of our previous videos, you know exactly where I am. I'm on a cross-channel ferry. We're going from the UK behind me and over to France. When we're in France, we're travelling all the way down, midway to a fantastic army base that's being cleared of its materiel as we speak. When we're down there, we're going to try and secure a number of military vehicles again and a bit of hardware. So follow us on this journey as we travel down and let's see what we can find. I am hoping there will be Panhards galore, ERCs galore, and maybe some other interesting stuff. So stay with us. I seem to have lost Colin. He was around here somewhere earlier. Colin! Colin, are you out there? Where are you? Have you any words of wisdom for us, Colin? Ah, here we are. What can you say? You dirty boy. Hello and welcome to a very windswept army base here in France. As you can see behind me, we have a multiple of Panhard AMLs and AML20s. Unfortunately, they're all in a pretty dire straits. Some of them even don't have engines. So we picked the best one we can and we're coming back to the UK with it. That one's actually going to be an AML20. You can see one here behind me. These were used by the Irish Army, and so they are basically an AML60 upgraded. As you can see, there's a whole lineup. I mean, we'll have a quick look over the field and you can see there are absolutely lots of them. So I'm going to do a quick survey of them to see if there are any more that can be saved. It's a great shame. It's highly likely now that these are going to go under the cutting torch. I mean, this one here I think is actually so badly rusted it's probably been burnt out. Okay, so we've got them all here, so we've been through all of them to try and find one, and I'll take you up to the one that we've picked. So we're flying over here. There's Colin, looking pretty dejected in the rain. So hello, Colin. Oh no, he's quite joyous. Have you got any wise words for us? We'll get that censored out. We don't want any more of it. This is the one that we're purchasing. We've piled some bits and bobs on the top because this has actually been in an accident. I'll show you now how it did look when it was in the Irish Army. There we go. And you can actually see it was rolled by them, and it really hasn't changed much since. So what have we done? We've got a spare wing. The tyres are unfortunately completely shredded. There's not much we can do with that. We managed to change one tyre, but we were doing it in the rain with only a few hand tools. Don't fancy doing that again. Sand channels on the front, and you can see the Irish emblem. So there we go. I'm sure you can drop in the comments below what regiment this was in, probably a cavalry, or most certainly a cavalry regiment. And what we need to do now is we've just loaded the inside with all the parts that we noticed were missing. So we've done the very best we can. So there's all the internal components. It's got an engine in this one. We filmed that earlier, it's in there, not a problem. So what we'll do is we'll get the door shut and this locked up, and we're good to go and look at some other equipment. So thanks very much. I'm going to do a quick survey of these other bits of kit that we've got here and see if they're worth saving at some later date. Ta-ta for now. And here we are, still on a very rain-soaked day, including me, very wet, and we're currently looking at what's left of these poor Peugeots before they go off to be broken, most possibly scrapped, to be honest. So yeah, we're just going to go through, see if we can find a couple of these. So they'll be the last ones probably that we'll be bringing back into the UK. It's a real shame to see these, a couple of rare ones. There's a couple over here. If we walk over, you can see they are in sand colours, so highly probable these have been out in the desert at some point. And welcome back to an evening at Le Havre. We're just trying to dry our clothes out while we wait for the ferry. We're hanging them up on the car. Got absolutely soaked when we were working in the army base, so we're trying to dry things out before we get on the boat. It's chilly here, so we'll have a debrief when we're in the warmth of our ferry and cabin. The boat is not exactly busy, but I did find a drunk earlier. He seems to be following me around. Have you any words of wisdom for us? And here we are, on the ferry, on the way back from France to the UK. Now unfortunately in this video we weren't able to shoot a great deal of footage, and the reason for that was we were in a sensitive military site, so therefore we really couldn't sort of wave the camera around and film anything. So therefore we've got some small amount of footage. I think what we'll do is look out for the next video in which we go over and we bring the vehicles back that we were looking at. So it looks like at the moment we've put together one Panhard AML20 as used by the Irish Army. We've pulled together a couple of Peugeot P4s as well, and we're trying to secure a turret from an AML90. And then after that we may go back and look at ERCs and VABs. I don't think I got any footage of that, simply because it was absolutely pouring. We got totally soaked, everything got completely wet, including the camera. So here we are now, we're all dried out, back on the boat, on the way to Blighty. So look out for the next video in which we'll be going to collect those bits of kit and bring them back to the unit. Ta-ta for now. So Colin, is there any words of wisdom now that you're on your way home?
It's been a very emotional, wet time, but we've done okay.
Thank you, Colin. a helicopter winching someone off of the deck of the boat, probably the pilots, to get us out of Le Havre. Could have been someone that was ill, but my goodness me, the camera really doesn't give it justice. What an amazing bit of kit flying right above us, and off it goes.